It's bigger than Hollywood. It's got more wedding parties than Bollywood. But of course, no one quite does it as well as Nollywood. We're here in Paris for the 7th edition of NollywoodWeek Film Festival. It's bigger, it's better. They've even got a red carpet out for us. Join me, Fernand, as I talk to the actors, actresses, directors, producers, and even a special guest or two as we talk all things Nigerian cinema and of course the rest of the continent. Suivez-moi. Nollywood Week Paris 2019, it's back, it's bigger than ever, but I'll let one of the co-founders tell you a bit more about it. It's Serge. Hello, how are we?
Hey, I'm fine.
Good. So this is its 7th year?
7.
What's new this year?
We're adding one location. We're adding the south of France. We are in Paris, but we are also in Marseille at the same time. So that's something pretty new. We also have a red carpet for the first time.
Did, yeah.
So that's something new.
Excellent.
And that's part of the idea of glam up everything. We want to glam everything up. And
pulling out all the stops this year, all the glitz, the glam, all that shininess.
Yeah. And we started with a really good film with Up North that was really acclaimed. Standing ovation and all sorts of things.
Fantastic. How many films do you have to go through this year just to get your final selection? How many?
Oh, how many did we have to go through? Wow,
yeah.
a lot. Over, I think it was close to 200.
Wow.
Yeah,
your eyes literally must have been like, I've seen enough film, kind of thing.
No, it's a process that I enjoy, but at the same time, it is not an easy process because you have to select, and it's not just based on your own taste. It's based on what can appeal to people. It's based on what makes sense.
Yep.
And you want to have a diversity.
Yeah.
You don't want to have like 10 romantic comedies or 10 drama. I feel like every year we try to always bring the best and give something that people can go back with, feeling like they learned something or they improved on their knowledge of Nollywood.
Is there one film that you feel like, you've got a bit more of a favourite, a soft spot for?
Yeah, I will not get in that. No, I mean, we love all these films for different reasons sometimes, but we love them all. We have a real appreciation for what they represent and the artistry behind it. So
this year, decided to go to Marseille. Why Marseille and why a new city?
There's a population, there's an interest for this kind of films there, and we say, why not give it a try? It's been several years in the making, actually. For the past 2 or 3 years, we've been thinking about it, and now we're like, okay, let's go for it. I don't think it will affect necessarily the audience here in Paris because it's far enough.
Yep.
And it's part of a global plan also that we want to take Nollywood Week to different parts, because we feel like at the end of the day our mission is to make those films more available, more accessible.
Is there anywhere in particular you really want to move to next?
Yeah, we are thinking about, we need to be on the continent as well, because one would think that it's easier to access the films when you're on the continent, but in reality it's actually not that true.
I can imagine,
because of the lack of cinemas, because of the lack of a lot of things, and lack of distribution and all of that. So having this festival in a big francophone African city seemed to make sense.
What else is coming from the House of Okada Media? Is there anything else coming soon at all that we can be excited for?
Yeah, I think we are trying to follow the step of AMC. AMC has launched a production arm, and we're thinking, we're obviously coming from a different angle as a festival.
Of course,
but the work that we've done over the past 7 years of spotting talent, spotting talent, and basically being able to know who does work and in what capacity puts us now in a position where we could, I don't know whether it's commission or do something basically that would create original content.
So really briefly, for those that want to take part and hopefully get their film show next year, what's the best way to do so?
Follow us on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, we are there. So we always try to advertise the call for entries so that we get as many entries as possible and we can have the best selection as possible.
All right, we heard it straight from the boss. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Nollywood Week Paris 2019, a festival full of comedies, full of tragedies, full of dramas, and this one is a particularly nice one indeed. I'm joined by one of the directors showing one of the films this week. It's the legend, that talent that is Ekene Somakunya. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
You're your idea. How are we?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic and good. Dare of
Knockout Blessing.
Kairi Kasum. How are we, sir? Fine. With us. Odenike, how are we?
Hi.
Good, good, good. So let's get straight to it. Tell the people, what's your film?
My film is called Fine. It's a short film. I directed and wrote the film with co-wrote the film with a friend of mine called Ife Lanwa Osundilire, and it's a collaboration between me and the executive producer and actor Kemi Lala Akinloju.
Ogabolaji is a Lagos love story. I like to call it my love letter to Lagos personally. Ogabolaji is a story about a 40-year-old man who's a retired musician who meets a young girl. Her name is Ajwa, and she makes his life the best or maybe the worst moment.
It's a love story, but at the same time, it's tackling the issue of sexual violence and how it affects women.
So hashtag The Fourth Side is basically about the story from 4 angles. You know, so from a guy's perspective, a girl's perspective, the truth, and then social media. So it's basically about what you believe, what you want to believe when you see stuff on social media out there. Basically, that's what it's about.
My film is a feminist film in which a young girl goes against the political powers of Nigeria. So it's very different.
Okay, I can tell. So there must be a lot of power struggling and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. So a lot of power struggles, a lot of kind of big against little, kind of the Nigerian story.
So what inspired the story?
Twitter, actually.
Okay.
So at the time, every time I went to Twitter, a girl was accusing a guy of rape.
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
course,
so they'll make a thread about it.
Yes.
And everybody will eat it up. So nobody was waiting to hear the guy's side of the story. Nobody wanted to find out what the truth was about. And at the time, I didn't know if there was a law. I still don't know if there is a law that punishes someone for accusation. I got tired of it, actually. So I decided to write something about it. I mean, there's consequences to what we put out there. There's consequences to what we accuse people of. We don't know their lives, so anything can happen. That's what inspired it.
Interesting. So there's what goes with the saying, there's 3 sides to every story, one side, the other side, and the truth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But now there is a 4th side because there is social media. Because these days we don't know what's happening. We don't know what the truth is.
That's true.
So everybody just wakes up and writes whatever it is they want to write, and then we eat it up. So that's what the 4th side is about.
Part of the problem is our support system, how we deal with it. Even the authorities in Nigeria, they ask you go to report certain things and they ask you very stupid questions. You begin to ask yourself, why did I even come here in the first place? You know? So I believe that if we would face it with a positive attitude and the right way, people, because let me not just say women, because even men too suffer from those kind of things, won't suffer the way they suffer in that part of the world.
So hopefully this film will spark some dialogue and some conversation.
Hopefully.
So at the time when we wanted to make this film in Nigerian cinema, the movies that were in cinema at the time, because I looked at the top 10 films, they were all about upper class Nigerians. And in Nigeria, if you want to do business, we say we have 200 million people, we have 200 million plus people, but in our ads, in the films we make, in the stories we tell, we do not talk about 90% of the other Nigerians living in the state. They say Lagos is a state of hustle, but in TV, most of the people, which is the lower class Nigerians, are not being represented. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to find a way to tell a true story. I wanted to remain true and tell the story of the 90% of Lagosians, Nigerians who go out to work every day to put food on their table. And that inspiration, just because I was born in Lagos, Lagos inspired me to write this wonderful story.
It talks about a subject matter that isn't usually talked about, and people are starting to talk about, which is great. And it's funny because when we started to talk about creating the project, it wasn't something that was really talked about that much. And so when we started creating, we started seeing more people talking about it, and we thought that was amazing because it means we're doing, we're talking about the right things, we're having the right conversations.
Good.
Yeah, and so we birthed Fine, the short. Yeah.
How's your festival experience been so far?
It's been great. It's a moment in my life I'll never forget. It's been very incredible. We went to Marseille, we screened Ogabolaji at NollywoodWeek Paris, and we also screened it in Marseille. I wasn't here to see it in Paris, but sitting with the audience and watching the film in Marseille and their reactions, the demographics from people old, young, new, it was really exciting to just see people talk about the film with so much passion. They felt the story, and I'm just so happy that we could cut across different demographics.
Nice. And what are the logistics and filming, and how long did it take to film and put it together?
We filmed this for 3 weeks. We shot this in Abeokuta and then Lagos, but the script took like a year to write and 6 months of pre-production. So we did a lot of work so we could just get everything done really quick.
We've got another big A-lister working with you on the film. Why Kemi Lala?
Well, Kemi, I've known Kemi for a very long time. Lala.
Yeah, Lala, of course.
Yeah, and we've worked together in theatre, and we also have a thing for trying to create good content. And personally, also Lala is a very excellent person. She does things excellently, and so her producing it gave me the peace of mind to know that we would do this well. I wouldn't
working with the best
kind of thing.
Right.
We would put in our best foot. We would not compromise as much as we can. We would do what is best.
So NollywoodWeek Paris, how's your experiences been here so far?
It's been awesome. I've been touring the city. It's a lovely city.
Fantastic.
Awesome. I have met very interesting people. I mean, the city is beautiful, but the people, are even more beautiful.
Good.
And you get a mix of people from diverse culture, and it's lovely.
It's been very good. The Parisians have been very open to watching our cinema and showing out in great numbers. So it's been a very good experience. They've been very nice and very welcoming.
It's been great. I mean, this is my first festival, my first big festival outside Nigeria.
Okay.
This is also like my first major film. I had done one shot before, but I shot it on my phone. So this is my first big major film with a production company, Judith Awudi's production. So I'm thrilled to be here. I mean, I didn't even think I was going to get selected in the first place, but I'm here and I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
And you'll be going somewhere special next week, I'm correct?
Oh yeah, I will be going to Cannes, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to have some meetings. We have some meetings with some potential people over there. Yeah.
Is there anything you can sort of tell us at the moment?
Nothing we can say on TV.
Keeping it all on the wraps now.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, your first film here at NollywoodWeek Paris.
Yes.
Indeed. How are you feeling? How's all the excitement?
I'm excited. I'm meeting a lot of filmmakers. I'm watching a lot of films. I'm seeing Paris. It's actually it's beautiful, and I'm most intrigued by the fact that there's so many people that consume our content outside of Nigeria, and also Africans in diaspora. It's beautiful to see that they love the content, and that is very encouraging.
And what's next in the house of Kasum? What are you working on next?
I'm working on writing a movie because what I really found out that coming to NollywoodWeek Paris and the other festivals my film has gone to is I think a film should have a theme and it should have a topic it's trying to address. So I'm working on my next feature, which I should shoot sometime in October. It's a movie that empowers African women. I think that's the theme I'm trying to come to work on.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a series. It's a series about young people, about life on campus, basically.
Okay.
And also a feature film. It's a musical. This is the first time I'm talking about it in front of the camera.
Got a bit of an exclusive.
It's a Nigerian-French connection.
Okay.
So what we're going to have, it's a musical, and we'll also have English and French songs.
Okay.
In it. So, but it's centered in Africa. we'll see how it goes.
So hopefully it'll be full circle and it could be showing here at NollywoodWeek Paris in the future, maybe.
I mean,
Never
yes,
know.
It should. I see no reason why. I mean, I would love to come back to this. Of course, I'm glad to NollywoodWeek, for making it possible. I would like to come back again.
I'm doing a lot of experimenting. I would like to do a longer film, but this is my this is my directing debut, so I want to take my time to get more experience before I delve into feature film.
Pretty good for a debut role, directing here at a festival. It's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and yeah, that's also very encouraging. In that it means something is being done right.
Fantastic.
We want to do more of it.
Fantastic.
I'm actually working on another short for now. Working on shooting it with a phone. I want to do a phone film, yeah.
Good.
And after that, I might do a feature. I've started writing the script already. I mean, I'm done with first draft. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be done with the second draft and the third. And then next year we'll go into production.
All right, taking the time, perfecting it, polishing
it. Exactly.
We have a movie that's currently in development right now, but that might be 2020, so nothing to tell to the public so far.
Excellent. Right, well, thank you very much, Dara. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So from the director herself, here at NollywoodWeek Paris 2019.
Yes, and keep watching African Movie Channel.
NollywoodWeek Paris 2019, full of stars, full of actors, directors, talent, you name it, we've got them here. We're joined by another one who starred in one of the films shown this weekend, God Calling. It's the talented Karibi Fubara. How are we?
Hello, thank you for having me, I appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Put it there. Now at film festivals, you meet the odd director, producer, casting director, actor, actress, but when you get someone that rolls it all into one and does it very well, then we've got something special going along. We've got the lovely Kemilala Akindoju. How are we?
I'm good. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I'm joined by a bit of, say, homegrown British talent. She's starring in one of this weekend's films, God Calling, which is showing right now, and was in one of the films last year. It's a lovely Zainab Balogun. How are we?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. This year we've got someone just a little bit special. Of course, she's the ambassador of this year's festival. She's also co-wrote one of the films. She's done a lot. I'll let her tell you a bit about her. It's Flora Coquel. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. So what do you do when you have a business card that says rapper, musician, does a bit of politics, acting, the list goes on? Well, he's sitting right next to me. It's the legend, the multi-talented Banky W. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for stopping by. It's been
my pleasure.
Everyone's literally waiting to be taking more pictures of you.
Oh,
like forming a line back there.
Thank God. Thank God.
How has the experience been here so far?
Oh gosh, I feel like my journey to NollywoodWeek has been coming for a bit. I was supposed to be here last year, so it's really nice to finally make it and make it for the 7th edition and just see how everything works and watch a lot of amazing local African content as well.
First time here, won't be my last, hopefully. It's been good. I've been happy with the professionalism, the passion it seems that the community has for the products they're seeing, and I think just people's real desire to tell our story, you know. And I think there's just been a varying palette of different things. So it's been nice.
It's been very great, very great. Congrats to the organizers. It's been on for 7 years. This is my first time coming, but I'm very proud of the work that they've been doing. I'm very proud to be associated, and it's been a pleasure being here.
So you're the ambassador of this year's festival. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oui, donc j'ai la chance d'être ambassadrice de ce festival cette année. C'est la 7e édition. C'est la première fois que je participe en plus au festival. Donc je suis très honorée et en plus de ça, j'ai la chance de venir présenter mon documentaire qui est Wax in the City, qui a été réalisé par Elise Oné, et donc je suis la narratrice et j'ai coécrit en plus le documentaire. Donc c'est un vrai plaisir et je découvre en plus cette grande industrie qui est Nollywood. Donc je suis ravie d'échanger avec vous, avec des acteurs et des réalisateurs du Nigeria.
Great, sounds great. There's been a bit of a hectic weekend.
Oh yes,
quite a few things here as well. So I mean, you've been involved in the monologue slam. Tell us a bit about that.
I mean, that was really good because we had the first one here in 2016 when I was here as well, and then I was speaking to Nigeria and Serge about, you know, something that actors can showcase at a festival. Because many times festivals, there are conversations with the producers and the directors and everybody else but the actors.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we watch the actors on screen.
Absolutely.
And it's a good place for talent to also meet, talent to see what other talents are doing. So that happened in 2016, and when it so happened that I'll be here this year, Serge was like, look, let's have Monologue Slam again. I'm like, great, let's do it. And it was good.
I had people give me a lot of advice when I started this, and I'm still learning. I think to be an actor is one of those things, it's just, it never stops. And I think when I see young actors with that light in their eye and that dream, I just wanted to kind of give them some of the tools. Like any other serious profession, you come to the table with a tool bag. There are certain tools that you kind of have to know. So I was just kind of giving them some tricks.
Excellent.
Tools, not tricks. I
tools.
said. Tools.
So we'll come to the film that we started last year, for last year's festival.
Sylvia.
But the one this year, God Calling. Tell us a little bit about that.
So God Calling is, it's an amazing movie. Fantastic story, written and directed by Bibi Shashore, who is somebody that I really admire his work.
Yep.
The story is about a woman and her family who suffer tragedy, and you sort of see how that affects them, as well as her journey with God and her journey with her faith.
God Calling. It's a film specifically made to ask people, what do you believe? And what do you think your purpose is? And I think we all have varying relationships with God. And if you were to put that on the line, would you?
I think when Bibi was writing the story, he wanted to see what life would be like for a modern prophet in this millennium. So, being able to explain miracles, being able to explain the fact that you're hearing from God. So just seeing that struggle, it's a very, very powerful story that every single time I've sat through a screening with people, we have individuals who are crying in the room. And I'm not just saying being teary-eyed, I'm talking makeup all gone,
sobs.
Tissue, everything.
We even had people, pastors get involved and tell us what they thought, because we wanted it to be authentic.
Yeah,
we really wanted it to feel like what people go through. And I think that's the other part, getting to the point in our industry where we're telling stories about what people really are going through. I mean,
real authenticity.
Yeah,
there's something for everyone to identify with this story, be it if you're an individual who has suffered loss or suffered some sort of substance abuse, like just a number of things that you can touch on.
Now you starred in the opening film for this year's festival,
Yes,
Up
sir.
North,
Yes, sir.
taking Nigerians away from the bustle of Lagos and growing up north. Tell us a little bit about the story.
Up North, on the surface, is a coming-of-age comedy of a young man who starts out very spoilt and rotten, and ends up growing up and becoming more mature and learning more about life and community and love and tolerance and responsibility and family. Underneath all of that, though, the film is packed with messages about the girl-child education, the girl-child empowerment, about tourism and the beauty of Nigeria, about communities coming together. It really is a beautiful film that the whole family can enjoy, and I'd encourage everybody to go check it out if you haven't already.
You've also worked in the film that's shown on this festival, I believe it's called Fine.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Fine is a film, I'm the executive producer of Fine,
Okay.
the producer and the actor in Fine.
All in one, yeah.
Yes. And Fine is my first time producing on my own by myself. And it was also like a test to see, as I'm getting ready to start producing feature films on my own, let's start with a short.
Yep.
Also because Ojenike is somebody who, she's somebody who's like a younger sister to me in the industry, and she had been talking to me about wanting to start writing and directing, but she wasn't sure who she directs. And I'm just like, what? Come and direct me.
All right.
I'll find the money, I'll do whatever. Come and direct me, and I'll do my best to push the film as far as possible.
Gotcha.
And here we are.
And here we are. Now you mentioned Wax in the City. Tell us a little bit about that.
Alors Wax in the City, c'est un documentaire qui a été donc réalisé par Alice Oné. Ça fait maintenant 1 an qu'il est sorti. J'ai eu la chance d'être choisie par Ellie pour incarner ce documentaire, puisque je suis franco-béninoise et j'aime la mode en plus. Donc c'était les 2 critères principaux pour lui pour choisir la personne qui allait un peu être le fil rouge de ce documentaire. On a eu la chance de voyager à travers le Sénégal, la Côte d'Ivoire, le Burkina Faso, Paris et le Bénin, bien évidemment. C'était la destination obligée. Et de rencontrer des créateurs qui utilisent du wax, mais pas que, parce que le wax c'est une grande tendance un peu partout et en Europe notamment. On le voit beaucoup en France avec des marques grand public. Et Ellie a voulu vraiment suivre ce parcours et voir pourquoi il y a cette tendance, qui font cette tendance, qui sont les marques qui sont à l'origine de cette tendance, et également voir ce qu'il y a à côté du wax, parce que le wax, on a dit, c'est fabriqué en Hollande, c'est pas forcément fabriqué sur le continent, mais il y a une grosse histoire derrière ce tissu. Donc on parle un peu de toutes les problématiques et des personnes qui utilisent du wax ou non. Et voilà, et donc j'ai été très contente de le présenter aujourd'hui et ça a été très intéressant.
Ah, très bon.
First, what drew me to the story was Bibi and the team, because I like their work.
Yeah.
And I also like the story because I've never done a faith-based movie before. I didn't think I would ever do one, but this came in the right kind of package. And I was also aware of the kind of things that Bibi was trying to do technically with the movie.
Yeah.
So what Nemsha studios tend to do is they like to push themselves. So be it with VFX or
the creative side.
the creative side, which was all done by Nigerian talent. We didn't send this movie off to LA to be graded or for the CGI. Like, we did everything homegrown. So that mattered to me because it was going to allow me to stretch myself and do things that I hadn't done before.
When my good friend, the director and the writer, very, very talented young filmmaker called Bibi Shashere, sent me the script, I was like, dude, I just want to support you. So I kind of got into just supporting him from the executive production side, and so I'm one of the co-executive producers. But Bibi's one of those few directors in Nigeria that just lets you rip apart his stuff and tell him he sucks.
It's like absorb the character, make it yours. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he sent me I think we started off with version 3, and by the time we started shooting, we were in version 8.
Wow. Okay. Right.
And it just kept evolving and getting better.
Being within Nollywood, like you're pretty much at the forefront of it. What do you see for the future? Because it seems to be getting bigger and bigger, I guess.
It's getting bigger. It's getting better. I think that I'm hoping and I'm envisioning a scenario where there's more cross collaboration within Nigeria and outside our borders with other African countries, and then even globally. We'd like to see a lot more projects that kind of taps talents from across the globe, highlighting the beauty that is Nollywood. But I'd also like to see a lot more opportunities for Nigerian filmmakers to tell their own stories, as opposed to just kind of being available to be taken advantage of. We need to kind of tell our own stories and take advantage of the business and take advantage of ourselves and our own market. So hopefully more of that.
What's your views on Nollywood at the moment?
Alors pour moi, Nollywood, j'ai connu en fait le cinéma nigérian au Bénin parce que c'est très connu et à chaque fois, en fait pour la petite histoire, à chaque fois que je vais me faire tresser, ma tresseuse elle regarde tout le temps des séries du Nigeria, donc pendant 5 heures je suis là et je regarde les séries avec elle et c'est comme ça que j'ai connu un peu ce qui se faisait au Nigeria. Et c'est vrai que c'est assez impressionnant parce que c'est une très grosse industrie. J'ai appris jeudi qu'au niveau de la production, ça a dépassé Hollywood, donc c'est énorme et je suis tellement fière que sur le continent, on ait cette industrie-là. Et si ça peut emmener les autres pays à aussi mettre l'accent sur ce côté créatif. En Afrique, on a tant de personnes qui bouillonnent de talent, qui ont tant de choses à montrer que voilà, je serais très heureuse que Nollywood montre la voie peut-être au cinéma du Bénin, pourquoi pas, un petit réalisateur.
Most important, if there's anything that you can, all the different tools that come, I think for me the most important thing is realizing that as a storyteller, you're a truth teller.
Okay.
Your job is to find the truth of the character. And your truth is different from mine. So I think being able to just be able to go there, and that's what people pay for. That's to see a truth of whatever that story is, because either they relate to it, they can identify, or they can aspire to be that, or it gives them other thoughts about who they are. So that's, I think when I think of everything is, when everything's said and done, just come down. Have I been able to tell the truth about this character?
And there's some similarities between this film and Sylvia, which you started last year's festival as well, in terms of sort of being beyond the veil and all that kind of thing.
Right, yes. So Sylvia was a psychological thriller, which again was something else that allowed me to really stretch myself. I had done dramas and comedy and rom-com, and I'm not the kind of actor that likes to do the same thing twice. So when these two movies came about, it meant that I was gonna go like to the complete end, like opposite end of what people are used to seeing me in. And again, the production quality of these projects were very high as well. Working with very amazing young talented individuals. And it's still, I think I will stand to say that God Calling and Sylvia and Wedding Party 1 have been some of my really good work that have managed to sort of open more of an international platform for me, which it's where I'm going in the right direction.
Getting your name out there.
Yeah, that is the plan.
Bravo à Nollywood Festival, NollywoodWeek de mettre en avant ici à Paris ce qui se fait au Nigeria, parce qu'on n'a pas souvent la chance de voir en France le cinéma nigérian. Et je dois dire que je suis assez épatée. J'ai assisté à Up North jeudi, qui était incroyable, en plus avec la réalisatrice et l'acteur principal qui était présent. On a pu échanger et vous faites un beau travail, donc je suis très fière d'être voisine du Nigeria, même si maintenant il est un petit pays, mais on est très fiers de ce qui se fait au Nigeria.
So what's next? What else are you working on?
So right now I'm actually producing a TV series in Nigeria, but it's not mine. I'm a producer for hire, and I go right back to set once I leave this festival. After that, there is a stage play I'm producing later on in the year. I need to tighten up a few loose ends and get into pre-production for that. And then we're just going to wait on the next week. There's a film I'm in that will be released soon in the next few weeks. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Busy.
Yes.
What's next in the House of Wellington? You seem to be doing quite a lot.
We're doing okay. We stayed busy, so let's see, more music, more movies, more politics. I think we made a good statement the first time around. It was a good first step, but I expect that now we must sustain the momentum and continue this movement for young people and on behalf of young people and with young people. Oh, and then I'm also, sorry, I just remembered, I have a restaurant now. It's called Suya Bistro. It's my first food venture officially, but I'm very excited about it. It's amazing. You come to Lagos, if you don't order food from Suya Bistro, you have not come to Lagos.
I've never been to Lagos before, but like I think I might have to head there.
Yeah, you got to check it out as soon as you land. Like make your plans. Make your plans.
Fantastic.
It's incredible.
Food, so something for everyone, basically.
All of the above. Listen, you need multiple income streams, man. The ministry must move forward.
Smart words. So rom-coms to psychological thrillers to a faith-based movie. What's next?
I don't know.
What would you like to do next,
Stephen? Maybe something that has a bit more action, that requires a lot of physical input. I think that's one of the true tests of an actor. It's great to be emotional. It's great to be able to command a room. But when you have to do something that's physically tasking, that's when you know you got it. So that would be nice.
Running up a burning building with two guns in your hand.
Yeah, like riding a motorcycle with a stunt woman.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that. But that would be fun. I'm doing a lot more work outside of Nigeria. So trying to do work in the UK and just reconnect with where I came from.
Kemi, thank you so much. Heard straight from the man himself. Thank you so much for being here. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Put it there.
My pleasure.
Fantastic stuff.
Thanks, bro.
You can catch up, of course, on more movies. Of course, we watch up the new channel here at Nollywood Paris 2019.
Cheers.
So, it's time to say au revoir from everyone here in Paris from another fantastic film festival. I've had fun and hopefully you have as well, and are inspired to see some of the great films that's been on show here this weekend. Of course, this isn't everything here at AMC. Keep watching the channel as we have NY taking care of the opening and the closing ceremony, so keep on watching to make sure you get a little bit of a flavour of everything here in Paris. Make sure you join our social media channels. We are AMC channels. All the information is on the screen below. And from me and from everyone here in Paris, it's time to say au revoir.